Welcome back, everybody! Last time we were starting to do some of these little vision thingies. I still don't actually remember the name of these. I'm learning, everyone, I'm learning. But I'm actually not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing with this one. I've kind of thought about it a little bit between, well, by between episodes, I mean literally like 5 minutes before starting this, because this is a new recording session for me. But I'm not really sure. What I'm feeling, though, from what I was looking at was... Excuse me. The thing is, this says this is the murder weapon, right? This is the literal murder weapon. Off limits to the public, photos and paper, the only of its existence contents were stolen. But obviously I can't present evidence. I actually tried off screen just to be sure if that was a thing or not. And I can't do that, it seems. So I have to present something to this screen right here. And I'm not sure what would make the most sense. I've been looking at this line right here and I've just been confused. Like, the accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head? Like, don't we already know what that something is? And as I've looked at this too, it also... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. As I've been looking at this too, it also looks as if he's not really holding anything. It's just kind of confusing, because at no point during this animation do you actually see him holding anything. Which I find that kind of weird. I don't see anything like no shadows or anything of that sort. I'm just trying to get an idea, like, what could be going on here? What could be going on here? What are we looking for? Is there anything in particular that stands out? And to me, I'd say no, honestly. I don't feel like anything here stands out. So what I would guess... And again, I don't know if any of these are even right in the first place, but what I'm guessing is that... maybe the contradiction is just we don't know what was actually swung? I don't know. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. I don't really know how we can actually do that, to be perfectly honest, either, but Song of Ceremony the victim heard was a practice run to the temple speakers. I mean, that's the thing, we changed these too. Can we change them again? I'm not feeling that there is any way to change it, but Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Incense, and then right after that, the Song of Ceremony suddenly happens? So it only starts after the incense? Is it possible that maybe the incense is the reason why he started hearing the Song of Ceremony? I don't know if that would be a thing, but maybe it caused him to hallucinate? Okay, I'm thinking present the incense? Maybe I'm gonna do that, actually, instead. I think I've changed my mind. Let's try that. How do I present?
Objection!
That seems like a no. There's an inconsistency between this insight and the victim's memories. An inconsistency, you say? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, defense, please be specific. No, I don't actually know how specific I can be exactly, but... Yeah, Phoenix. Shush, man, shush. I thought I was onto something, because not like the freaking song was there until after he smelled the incense. That's what it felt like. Like it was some kind of hallucination thingy. Okay, so I got 2 strikes left now. Alright, what do you think the answer is? What do you think the answer is here? I don't actually know, but maybe you do know. Maybe you don't know. I don't know. You tell me. I thought you would actually tell me since this is technically pre-recorded content, but still. Well, then maybe I should get off of that one. Maybe I should go back to what I was originally thinking. That we just don't know what he's actually swinging. We literally have no idea what he's swinging. That's kind of a thing. Alright, boom, boom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna go ahead and just present to this one, I guess? Sight? I mean, he's holding it way too easily, right? So, I mean, I don't know, man.
Objection!
No? Then what's the inconsistency then? I actually legit don't even know. I don't have that much evidence to deal with either. I can just hold that button and speed it up. I was trying to do that earlier, but it wasn't working for some reason. Better take another good look at the insights and the sensations. Doubt there are any mistakes in the victim's last memory, so that must mean one of her benevolence and insights is off. Check each one carefully, then I'll compare the insights with the sensations, look for inconsistency. Yes, Phoenix, yes, I know... Wait, what? Wait, is that like a literal hint thing, or what is this? Payne mentioned a blackout just now. That might be the break I've been looking for. Wasn't there something related to electric power in her benevolence's insight? Uh-huh. Something related to electric power? Was there? One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment before the blackout began. After the blackout began. Is that what he's trying to say? Is that we can't just assume that, or? Huh. Oh, you know what? I see the issue. I see the issue. I actually do see the issue now. Blah, 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 blah. And then boom, blackout. Ooh, wait. Blackout, and then, why is Song of Ceremony still there if it's played on the temple speakers? I wonder. Alright, contradiction. There we go.
Objection!
That's it. Yes, I finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of the Khura'ism. Defense, watch what you say. If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. It's certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums. But maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey? I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. But then how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of Ceremony even after the power went out? Oh. This contradiction of facts can only mean the Song of Ceremony Mr. Roll heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible!
What are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right, the song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else. Somewhere closer to the performance hall. What?
You can't be serious.
There's a glaring contradiction to claims of her benevolence in the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that the case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No.
This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights? Unbelievable.
Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. I mean, he's stating the truth, though.
But the contradiction revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it.
But the defense's assertion, is in the end meaningless. Even at the location the murder turned out to be different. It doesn't change what we've seen of the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insights still stand. Hate to admit it, but she's right. Seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. Well, this defense dares to dream of making it out of this nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you are just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, as soon as I think of something. ...
You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it.
I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop, chop. Chop, chop?
Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop, chop.
Stop, stop. I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands raised above his head? Is that a gun? It's the only thing I can think of. Maybe he was holding a gun over his head or something like that. Take that! As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday.
You did? Where did you see such a thing?
When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest.
Oh, are you saying?
The victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that. Defense proposed that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Pokunka! Oh no, she fainted. Crud. Is she okay? Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against the benevolence? He's no better than that traitorous snake, Durkay! Traitorous snake? Durkay? Who's that? Good question. Who is Durkay? No, I can't believe it. Prediction, one of my insights? There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw him in jail immediately for lese majesty. What? Yeah, you said it! Throw him in jail! Yes! Make him pay for the way he disrespected our benevolence! These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right! Exterminate him!
Peace, give me peace. I said peace! Now everyone, please calm down.
Is he... Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment.
Dot 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 dot. No, I can't change him with least majesty. What?
What? But why not, Your Majesty?
He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that.
But Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict and you can go home and make it up to your wife?
We can't end the trial now, not when we just learn new information about the case.
What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction?
Truly, it is shocking. In the 20+ years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency. It is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law.
You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer?
No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, Your Benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not.
What? I'll have you know.
Your Benevolence!
Exclamation mark.
Please acquiesce in this, Your Benevolence.
If looks could kill. I won't forget this offense, barbed head. I do not admit defeat. I won't.
Bailiff, please see Your Benevolence out.
Your Mitama will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right off your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then... Chill out, jeez Louise. I guess she's still just a teenager after all. How old was she again?
Now then, Mr. Defense, Mr. Light, was it?
Nope, not quite. She's 14? She looks like she's freaking 18 or 19 or something. Okay. But that's a new profile, though. A Khura'inist priestess and crown princess of Khura'in. Her divination seances show the last moments of the dead. That's cool, anyway. That's cool. Jeez Louise, I didn't know she was that freaking young, though. That means when freaking Phoenix started attorneying, defending clients, she was 4. Jeez Louise, man. That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright.
Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yes, but do not misunderstand me. Doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court.
I understand, Your Majesty. Phew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Arguments, Your Majesty. Very well, I accept your challenge. Huh? What's with him? Hee. Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious.
What's so funny, Mr. Payne?
The fence still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in his case instead. What do you mean by that, prosecutor? I told you it's Chief Prosecutor! Yes, because that's the point to focus on right now. The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused?
Oh!
Oh, indeed, because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation. What? It does sound pretty logical, actually. It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes me look even more guilty.
Yes, I have to agree.
Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. By the way, I actually was told one thing that I didn't realize. His name is indeed a pun. His name is Patrol. I definitely didn't catch that though, for sure. But yeah, his name is actually Patrol. Patrol. It's kind of silly, but it is what it is. Excuse me. Mr. Roll came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room.
Gnurk.
A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all that hard work to knock down those insights, back in the old familiar corner once more.
Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? ...
Oh, I'm drawing a total blank here. I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold.
I asked you a question, defense.
I got nothing. I can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. I don't know why you wouldn't, honestly. Albie? Exclamation mark. Will you tell us what really happened? ... You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul. Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end? For both of us? Maya, I'm sorry. It's like, oh no. Objection! I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, risk his own life for me. I never even imagined it. Albie. So that's why I lied, to try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain! Explanations, oh my. Now we're talking, time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went in the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box.
Even though the temple told you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it?
Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Roll even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful the way it glows in the dark, I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right, it's covered in this special mineral called fluorinate that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? Only applied such a passion to telling me the truth earlier. Treasure box updated in the court record. It was forced open and its contents were stolen. Glows in the dark. I see. That's probably gonna help for something then. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Roll on the green stairs.
So those were not the treasure room stairs in the Seance vision?
No, they were the great stairs that connect to the hallway. Makes sense, the vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. Temple diagram added to the court record. A diagram depicting a temple treasure room area. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. Quickly put my hands up. Before we move on with that... Did I ever look at this? Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's Dance of Devotion. Interesting. I don't think I even looked at that before. That's not going to be anything new. Treasure room, storeroom, performance hall, and chamber. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had his scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then the power went out. So I took a chance to hightail it out of there. Ran for my life. Even now when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the gun and the piercing look at Mr. Roll's eyes. Must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. And someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? Nah. What is it, Albie? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it, he said. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. A grand speech! One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the thief! Objection! But that might have been the victim's misunderstanding. Objection. Where's there smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had a good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadu. What do I do, Shadu? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. But... I don't know. And then just after that... he ran into the accused, I'll be your guide. But... but if he stole the treasure... why would he be going back down there, though? Doesn't make a lot of sense now, does it? No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. Ouch. That dog just landed on his face, or what just landed on his face? What now? There's a dog. Woof, woof, woof. Hey, should do down, boy.
Whoa, what do we have here?
I'm sorry about this. This is my dog Shadu.
Oh, look at the pupper. You nearly gave me a heart attack.
So that's what was making his bag move. Can't you quiet that yappy mutt down? Shadu says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. You can understand him? Heh. Don't tell me that this is a prize witness for the defense.
I mean,
We got a parrot witness before, I mean, why not a dog, right?
I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you?
Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway.
Phew, well, I'm glad to hear that. But I have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there.
I think I'd better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim, or we're sunk. Well, it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died. It doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck him at that time.
If you're going to go that far, I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready.
Exactly! I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? Behind him?
Take that!
The defendant standing in front of the victim. Isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind?
From behind, you say? I see. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Good, now at least I have some breathing room. No, you don't.
But who do you suppose it could have been?
Oh, the true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder.
The true culprit, and I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that.
Should have known I'd have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... after going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then Mr. Roll appeared making his rounds. Magic culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom at the other end of the hallway. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. I'll be. When you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, and I couldn't see. I'm only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of the hallway. I see. Swing and a miss. Oh, Shadu says someone was there. I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. Think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. But that doesn't mean that true culprit couldn't have been in there in that hallway. Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident. How can you continue to make that assertion? Because there was a witness, a very reliable eyewitness. What? Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand.
Calling an eyewitness to the stand, It's been decades since that's happened.
And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved. That was a low blow. Insulted.
Very well, I'll allow it. And now, for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand.
It's fine they wouldn't still use some witnesses anyway, you know? You never know, man. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I don't trust this guy. Peas Lubin Endstand Peas Lubin Understanding? Understanding, like understanding? But I don't know what the first one's supposed to be. I'm gonna sneeze. Anyway. Peas Lubin Understanding is the name. I'm like Temple's head monk, can you dig?
Oh, if it isn't Instructor Understanding. You're the eyewitness.
Feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay, never mind. I was about to sneeze. Like it was like a half kind of but the sneeze didn't actually happen. Instructor. Oh gosh, it's gotten like really stuffy all of a sudden though, jeez. Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Damalin expert. Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalin? Bravo, bravo.
Check it. Here she is, my sweet serenader. My one and only, groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother.
When Dragon and Tiger Battle. That's a song from the Dance of Devotion.
Right on, brother. Song of ceremony. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig?
Song of ceremony, a song that was playing at the time of the murder. Indeed. An eyewitness to this incident, Temple's head monk and musician for the Dance of Devotion, age 36. Okie dokie.
Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Damalin serve as my offering to you.
Encore, encore.
Wonderful, a great performance as always. This is my thing, you know, my bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magistrate Pops. No Damalin class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there.
Class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalin lesson?
Well, you know what they say, baby, never trust a lawyer, man. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen.
Yeah, man, that was not cool.
Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding?
That's right, brother. This here's the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man.
So that's the key to the treasure box, is it?
You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama Key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk at Temple.
The Magatama Key, huh? Magatama Key added to the court record. The sole key for opening the treasure box. Understandings keeps it on his person at all times.
Now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb.
Why do I always get the far out ones?
Far out, man.
Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room.
You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring justice against transgressor, man. Yes, of course. I'll do all I can. In the name of her holiness, I vow to sing, naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me.
If you say so, man.
Man.
Excuse me. I wish that sneeze didn't make me so stuffy all of a sudden. Jeez Louise.
What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room? Hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. Yeah.
Tell me I was hallucinating just now.
Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man.
I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understanding?
What, you found the body as well? He really is a key witness then. Ooh, excuse me.
That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. Circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me?
I guess.
The breakers are in the first floor hallway, in the front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man, really harshed my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room. See what's what. And it was like, whoa, man. There was poor Mr. Roll dead as a doornail.
Temple diagram updated in the court record. A diagram depicting the temple treasure room area.
In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion, the blackout.
Before I get into that. Okay. That's cool. The soul keeper opening the train box. I say keep on this person at all times. Okay. Sure. Makes sense, I guess.
The only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Understanding's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest.
Hold it! Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion?
I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance.
Excuse me, he was?
Would you like some proof? How is this? A photo taken by the tourist of the morning of the dance of devotion.
Okay.
My, what's graceful dancing? I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Understanding's demolin now.
Haynes right, there's Mr. Roll on duty. Unless it's the body double. Which is unlikely, but you never know, I guess.
Heh heh heh! Never underestimate the incredible pain.
Ner. So in addition to Rafa's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? Dance of Devotion photo added to the court record.
Said my monks in training are like my own kids, like family. Can you dig it? I should have taught all be better, man. For her holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, all be confessed your sins, my young brother. Head monk understanding, I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey baby.
Spare the rod.
Spoil the child, not baby. Her holiness is magnanimous, son. If you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm.
I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first?
Defense, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, you know I will. Cross-examination. What I saw, baby.
After the morning dance of devotion, to go back into my chamber, I got the notion.
Well, I would be continuing this actually right now, but I think on the next exciting episode, everyone, we'll go ahead and start this cross-examination. So, yeah, case 1 is definitely seeming to be a bit of a long one so far, but that's, I guess, to be expected, because I think I remember Dual Destinies was pretty long too, but actually Apollo Justice was kind of long too, wasn't it? I can't remember exactly, but yeah, Apollo Justice and Dual Destinies both had some long first cases compared to the other games, so yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. Anyway, everyone, let me know what you think about this guy right here. He seems like a fine fellow. Probably totally not the murderer, I'd have to guess, but I mean, who knows? I bet this guy's the murderer. He's probably the murderer. Don't tell me, but he's probably the murderer, though. That's my guess either way. Anyway, everyone, I'll see you all later. We got one strike left. Will we get our first guilty verdict of the entire playthrough? Next episode? That's for us to find out, of course. Anyway, everyone, I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. You've reached the end of this video, but before we go for the day, I'd just like to give a quick shout-out to the Tier 4 and 5 channel members, Phoenix Edgeworth, Acheron X2, Menthy, and Meister Papala. Thank you all for being awesome and supporting the channel. If you too would like to also get your name shouted out at the end of each video and live stream, shoutouts are available for all Tier 4 and 5 channel members. I hope you all have an awesome day. I'll see you all later.